Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to this video where I'm going to be discussing when should you hire your first employee. Now, this is a topic about scaling your agency, not just starting off your agency. Now, not for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone in terms of, some people will just want to use recruitment just to make some money, cash out, and either sell the business. However, if you're looking to scale your business and actually end up with employees, this video is going to touch on how much it's going to cost you, what the likely commitments are your end, what can go wrong, and what are the positives of actually having a good consultant. And I'm going to use myself as an example in this. Now, first things first, I'm going to tell you about the best strategy that most recruitment agencies use, and that is actually hiring a manager first. And it's called a billing manager. So the manager will actually be an experienced recruitment consultant. So in terms of salary, what you're going to be offering, you're probably be looking at about a 30 to 40,000 pound salary mark. On the 30,000 mark, you might get someone in that can actually, make good money. He's experienced or she's experienced. They probably got about 2-3 years experience. And what you're going to be using them to do and drive the business forward is to one, bill in terms of bringing revenue into your existing accounts that you've already brought on. Now, I can talk about actually hiring from the offset, but I think I'll use that topic for another video. So let's say, for example, you've started your agency, you've got some accounts on, so they're bringing you consistent jobs on. It's very easy to bring a manager in because you're bringing them into what's called a hot desk. And the hot desk essentially has jobs on. So if you give him a position where he can fill this job and you've filled it before, he's going to be very happy bunny, or she, I keep saying he, sorry. And what's likely to happen is he will be doing a 360 position for now. He'll be working alongside you, you'll be working together to grow the business. He will cover his costs in terms of salary. So you'll give him a threshold. So you will say you need to make £3,000 or £4,000 or 5,000 if you want to do a threshold. That will cover his actual cost and the cost of the business. Most consultants will have a threshold where they won't get commission anything after that. So in theory, it's a safety net for the business and it's a safety net for yourself, and also the consultant will have set targets. Most agencies have an expectation of most experienced consultants billing about £10,000 per month on the permanent side. You can actually give a little 1 or 2 month grace period when someone starts new. So you have to factor that into costing. So going back to the experienced consultant or the manager, what he will be doing is he will be driving the business forward. He'll be growing accounts. So his job is to develop relationships, find out which ones are the key accounts, and also he'll be moving on to, bringing in new business. After that's established and he gets to a position and you get to a position where the business is overflowing and profitable, so you've got more jobs than you can work on, that's the time you give him a set hiring budget. Now, what a hiring budget is you say to him, if you consistently bill or make, let's say 20 grand in the next quarter, you can hire someone, whether that's an administrator, whether that's, someone just a resource for him, or as a consultant, a 360 consultant. Most people end up hiring about 2 to 4 experienced or trainee consultants if you want to save money on the wages. So this is an opportunity for us and people like you and me to actually hire and train staff in the industry the right way, the correct way. So in sort of constraints, what you have to remember is the negatives of this. If you hire the wrong manager, or you have very little experience, or you're led down the garden path through this manager and he just doesn't do anything, or she doesn't do anything, and they end up ruining stuff, that's a big risk. And it's a risk that I don't know if everyone is willing to take. You may be happy making, £5,000 to £6,000 per month, or £20,000 per quarter, and you're very content. But if you're looking to scale the business up, you really have to be in a position where you can attract an experienced hiring manager. You may want to bring on someone that is, just an experienced recruiter and pay them a salary. However, the manager's job is to actually train the staff and manage them, of course. So if you want to take a sort of director chairman approach, hiring a manager is first. However, if you want to be a sort of, a billing director, which is possible, or manage a team, you can definitely hire someone from there. So how much is it going to cost you? It depends where you live, what state, what level of experience you're looking for. But in terms of the UK, you'd probably be looking at about £3,000 cost per month for each, consultant or manager. So with that being said, you have to make sure you've got a solid foundation in terms of money in the bank, or you'll get a loan, or you get some funding, or you get an investment. You need to have that set in the bank, because you want to have at least cover that cost for 6 months. Because if that recruiter or that manager doesn't do anything, you can cut it off after the second month. You can say, look, sorry, it's not working out. And you've only lost a small amount of income off that. But if you leave it to run, the reason consultants or businesses go under is cash flow. So if you don't have cash flow in place, and you don't have, let's say, £20,000 in the bank, or something to sustain a recruiter, you can very, very quickly be out of business, because you've got to pay wages, you've got to take your salary, and actually you get off to the bad foot. I myself would probably just hire consultants, because I'll be a sort of director biller. And in terms of what you're looking at with growth, a recruitment business is probably one of the most scalable businesses. If you have a very good account, that's bringing consistent revenue in, it's not unheard of that some recruitment agencies have hired 20-30 people in 1 month. Now, you need various different managers. Now, this is the point where once you've hired someone, you start to divisionalize your recruitment agency. So at the start, I talk about, let's have a niche and focus in on that. So you might be recruiting for just one job title. So you might just be recruiting for nurses. Now, the manager will move around division to division. You would instruct him, you have to start a temporary division. So he will start to win business in that sector while managing the team and looking after some accounts. Eventually, he'll pass those accounts over. Now, what it will look like is he'll start to grow the divisions, or you'll start to say, let's start a construction division. You give him the same process. You say, start the division. You have a hiring budget. Once you start to bring revenue from that department, you can hire consultants. So actually, you can end up with a multi-divisional recruitment agency or multi-sector recruitment agency and grow from there. Eventually, you might want to take the route of hiring a finance manager. You might want to take the route of hiring a HR department. And actually, you don't need a massive amount, but recruitment is all built on staff. There is nothing you can buy, nothing you can spend, nothing you can invest. It's just looking after your staff, treating them well. Now, I'll give you how profitable it can actually be. You can pay a recruitment consultant 20, 30,000, sometimes £40,000, depending on where you live. And they will consistently bring in you sometimes £500,000, £250,000. Yeah. Even if they don't hit those targets and they do pretty well, most average recruiters will bill 60 to 100K, depending on what sector and what level of experience. So you are looking at tripling your money per consultant you hire. So I hope that helped. I hope it's been, a bit of an informative and give you a little bit of a projection, because most people have to start off with, oh, great, I've got my plan. You need to see where you're going to be in 12 months time, 15 months time, 5 years time. And a lot of people might just want to keep it as a lifestyle business to support themselves and run their agency through that and then invest into other businesses. That's totally fine. You can do that. But if you are looking to scale your business, that's the best structure I would give you and advise you on. Tailor make it however you want. It's totally up to you. But I hope this video has been informative, and I hope we can grow this industry together. Take care.